What's up, Ballpark fans? My name is Nick Carey. Welcome to American Ballpark Road Trip, where we showcase ballparks, the teams who call them home, and their surrounding communities. Today we're taking you on an excellent exploration of Dell Diamond here in Round Rock, Texas, home of the AAA Round Rock Express, with some exciting whistle stops in between. So grab your favorite ballpark brew, sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip. Every baseball fan knows that Nolan Ryan had an intimidating mound presence, an Iron Man mentality when pitching, and a 100-plus-mile-per-hour fastball. It's hard to forget when you enter the main gate here at Dell Diamond, walking past this 8-foot-tall, 800-pound statue in his likeness, and it's natural that he would be here considering Ryan Sanders Baseball has owned and operated the Round Rock Express baseball team since the club was founded in the year 2000. Not to mention, the Express name is a double homage to Ryan's nickname as a player, the Express, and Round Rock's history as a railroad hub. The statue itself was relocated here in 2016, corresponding with the relocation of the Nolan Ryan Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to promoting youth, education, and community development. We are officially in Dell Diamond, enjoying the ballpark, and we are here with
Casey Wright.
And Casey, you have seen this ballpark as a member of the front office and as a fan now. So what did you do when you were involved in the front office with the Round Rock Express?
Well, actually, I started here as an intern.
Okay.
So I moved to Texas sight unseen in 2013, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, after my first year, I got hired on full-time, and I spent about 8 years here at the Express in the marketing department doing marketing and promotions.
From Long Beach, California, to Niagara Falls, New York, to Boulder, Colorado, Americans have always named cities after the geological or geographic features in the area, and Round Rock, Texas is no different. For hundreds of years, the large round rock in the center of Brushy Creek served as a navigational point, pointing out the shallow, most crossable waters for Native Americans, cattle drivers on the Chisholm Trail, settlers, and stagecoach drivers, through the shallow waters of the creek and safely to the other side. Though the community itself was named for Brushy Creek originally, in 1854 the name was officially changed to Round Rock, and the city has never forgotten the rock where it all started.
This area of Round Rock is home to two public parks along Brushy Creek, Memorial Park and Chisholm Trail Crossing Park, which was dedicated in 2003 and includes 6 1½ size bronze statues by Texas artists Jim Thomas and Antonio Munoz, depicting the pioneers who established the area and the cattle of the Chisholm Trail that spurred the founding of Round Rock.
What do you recommend people see when they get into Dell Diamond? What should they check out?
This ballpark has changed so much in the time that I was here, and it's just growing and expanding because Round Rock is growing and expanding.
Yeah.
So if you're coming here for the first time, I recommend taking a full concourse loop. That'll get you the best view of everything. We've got murals around the ballpark. And then one of my favorite features is our Hall of Fame, which is under that home run port. There's plaques under there, and each of them is a member of a former Round Rock Express player that had an impact on the game or on our community, or just meant something to the ballpark. They do a lot of Little League stuff, so there's always Little League teams here, and I think it's fun to see those kids like running around on the berm and going crazy for home runs, and it really fosters our sense of community.
With its 360-degree concourse, Dell Diamond provides views from nearly every angle with seating options of all types. There's the berm where fans can ask Express players and coaches for pregame autographs. There are the affordable outfield seats on the home run porch, and at the top of the berm, below the porch, reservable rocking chairs. On the suite level behind home plate is the Intel Club, providing a 3,000 plus square foot restaurant and lounge style area for fans to enjoy the game in comfort. And for larger groups and events, the 5,000 plus square foot United Heritage Center on the first base line.
You said Round Rock is growing, this area is growing, so what do you recommend ballpark travelers see when they get to town before they come to the ballpark?
Well, right across the street is Kalahari. It has one of the biggest indoor water parks in the United States. They've got a couple all around the country. Literally, my nephew lives out of the state, and every time I call him on the phone, he's like, when are we going back? It is like, so if you're traveling with family, recommend it. You can do all the things there. But also downtown Round Rock, we've got a historical water tower that's super cute. The food and the music on Main Street is fantastic. There's a piano bar called Rocky's that is my second home. I love that place. I love the people. I love the vibe there. And so I definitely recommend that.
Even though it's considered part of the greater Austin metropolitan area, Round Rock, which is home to more than 126,000 people, stands as its own as a city and preserves its unique history with places like downtown historic Round Rock. Even though the community grew from the wagon thoroughfare of the Chisholm Trail, not too far from here, it moved eastward with the arrival of the International and Great Northern Railroad in 1876. The railroad also brought one of the area's great frontier legends in the downtown gunfight, eventual wounding, capture, and demise of outlaw train robber Sam Bass. But there's so much more to see and experience here in historic downtown Round Rock, and no wonder why the Round Rock Express makes the most of their railroad-inspired branding. Round Rock Donuts down there as well.
How can I forget Round Rock Donuts? Yeah. Oh my gosh, my wedding cake was actually Round Rock Donuts.
That's so cool. That's might be the most Round Rock thing in Round Rock. So, of course, the Express take that on as an alternate identity.
They did. It was many years in the making. We started asking while I was still working here, and at the time it had been a no, and so I'm very excited whenever it came to fruition, but also very sad that I had to miss out on it.
Round Rock Donuts started as Lone Star Bakery in 1926, before owner Reinhold Mooring perfected their signature yeast-risen donut recipe in the 1940s. By 1965, the Round Rock Donut, which is yellow from the fresh eggs used in its baking, was named Best in Texas by Texas Monthly Magazine. In 1970, it moved to its current location where it continues to serve hundreds of hand-rolled, cut, fried, and iced donuts, both regular and Texas-sized, on most busy days.
Though you may not have seen Dell Diamond in person, you may have seen it and never realized it. In the year 2000, the then new Ballpark was used as a tryout location for extras and stood in for Durham Bulls Athletic Park in the Disney Jim Morris biopic, The Rookie. More recently, in 2017, the field surface was transformed into a post-apocalyptic settlement and a primary setting for Season 4 of the AMC Network hit series Fear the Walking Dead. It was the home to a fictional team called the Armadillos, and in 2018, with a new playing surface, the Round Rock Express took on the Armadillos name with some zombified branding as an alternate identity for that season.
Now it's game time at Dell Diamond, with the Express taking on the Salt Lake Bees during our visit. Being AAA baseball, you'll see plenty of players trying to make the final step to the majors, alongside some who've made it to the majors before. In Round Rock, those players are trying to make for the first time or return to the roster of the Texas Rangers. And between innings of baseball action, as it is across the minors, the show goes on with fans of all ages taking the field for some fun as part of unique promotions sponsored by local businesses.
The Round Rock Express are no strangers to alternate identities, and one that they take on each season has a Hall of Fame legacy and a greater history to the region, and that's of the Austin Black Senators. They were one of the first Negro League baseball teams in the area and one of the first black professional baseball teams in the area, and one of their most well-known names in the Austin Black Senators history was Willie Wells, an Austin native who is regarded as one of the greatest shortstops in the history of black baseball. After a stellar career, including stops with the Homestead Grays and the Kansas City Monarchs, where he mentored a young infielder named Jackie Robinson, Wells was posthumously inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1997 and also has a place in the Halls of Fame in Cuba and Mexico. But his legacy and the legacy of the Austin Black Senators is well preserved here near Section 110 and 112 at Dell Diamond.
About 3/4 of a mile of the Brushy Creek Regional Trail runs parallel to the uniquely named Harryman Road. As legend goes, in the 1800s, a young boy
boy was separated from his caravan of settlers and grew up feral in the woods as a wild man, terrorizing anybody who entered his territory until he himself was struck down by a stagecoach. Now, as legend goes, his spirit haunts the woods along Brushy Creek Road and Hairy Man Road, terrorizing any would-be settlers to the area. More recently, the legend has come to life in the annual Hairy Man Festival, featuring a 5K, live music, and scarier than the Hairy Man ghost himself, a Hairiest Man contest. And in 2020, Dell Diamond hosted a team in the Summer Wood Bat Texas Collegiate League named the Round Rock Hairy Men.
Along Hairy Man Road is the 7.5-acre Shirley McDonald Park, better known as Duck Pond Park. Many locals fish the pond for channel catfish and perch, and as the name suggests, some feed the ducks that grace its waters.
What does the community mean to the Round Rock Express, having seen it from the inside?
Yeah, so I feel like there's a big onus on supporting the community that supports the team, right? So, and my hat, Nolan Ryan. If you didn't know, the Round Rock Express named after Nolan Ryan, because the Express was his nickname. So the Nolan Ryan Foundation is one of the Express's charitable arms. There are a handful of local charities that they give back to. Every year they write big old checks and give them away.
Texas-sized checks,
yes.
You put it that way.
And our 50-50 raffle actually contributes to that. So that's a good,
Very
easy
cool.
way for people that are inside the ballpark to give to the Nolan Ryan Foundation. The front office staff also, I do believe they're still doing an initiative that was called Covering Home, where once a month the employees get together and they go and do a service project, and anybody on the front office staff can recommend a charity or an organization that they're passionate with, that they are involved with. My favorite was going to on habitat builds. So every year we would do a Habitat for Humanity build. We would take players out, and they would get to build things too, sometimes not very well. They're better at baseball.
They're good at baseball, that's their job.
Bless them. That was a fun way that we were always interacting around in the community. And then now that I'm on the community side, my office, we come out here and it's a team bonding thing for us to come out here and take in a game. And I know that's big with a lot of other companies and organizations.
The 360-degree concourse at Dell Diamond doesn't only provide great views of the game, it's also home to murals celebrating the city of Round Rock, the vibrance of the community, and the Express fans who call the ballpark home each season, including those who contributed their own artwork on the tiles in this mural in 2023. You can follow the unmistakable colors of one mural through the doors of the Rail Yard Team Store. Located on the first base line, this is the depot for Round Rock Express merch of all kinds, plus some Rangers apparel too. From autographed baseballs to a wide variety of caps, shirts, replica jerseys, and much more, the Rail Yard Team Store has something for fans of all ages, including items celebrating the alternate identities the Express take on each season, like the Chupacabras de Round Rock, the Briskets, the Round Rock Donuts, the Austin Black Senators, and the Fire Ants.
There are plenty of things to do when the weather gets warmer to get your friends and family together. You could go to the batting cages, you could go to a driving range with some interactive and fun games and screen displays, or you could go to a game changer like Run Dugout. Founded in 2019 by Nick Hermendorfer and Tyler Bambrick, Run Dugout makes hitting a home run accessible and fun for everyone. And the pilot location was here at Dell Diamond with these 2 simulated batting bays. The flagship location is now located in Katy, Texas, but when you come to Round Rock and visit Dell Diamond, get a big group of friends together and have a blast while hitting a blast at Run Dugout and the Bullpen Bar.
From their inaugural season in 2000 until 2004, the Express were members of the AAA Texas League. Since 2005, Round Rock has served as the AAA Pacific Coast League affiliate for just 2 franchises, the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. And it's no coincidence that the club's namesake part owner has also played a role in the front offices of both major league teams after his pitching career playing for both of them. Less than a mile from Dell Diamond is Blue Corn Harvest Bar and Grill, located on Joe DiMaggio Boulevard. Whether you're craving a weekend brunch before a day of exploring Round Rock, or dinner before an Express game, this Texas-born eatery has plenty to offer, from local and international wine and beer to entrees made from farm-fresh food. The Round Rock location is one of 4 in the area and was awarded Best New Restaurant and Best Margarita in Round Rock for 2024. Dell Diamond provides a trainload of eating options in the ballpark as well, with no less than 14 concession stands serving fare for the palate of any baseball fan. Look out for pub favorites, pizza, barbecue, Pacific-inspired dishes, Bahama Bucks shaved ice, and the Good Stock Grill, featuring Angus beef from the company owned by the team namesake and Texas rancher, Nolan Ryan. We were fortunate during our visit to enjoy a few extra innings of baseball, but all good ballpark adventures in historic communities like Round Rock must eventually come to an end. And like the cattle drivers of the Chisholm Trail and decades of express trains that passed through Round Rock, it was time to roll on toward the next stop of our adventures.
Thanks for joining me for this episode of American Ballpark Road Trip here from Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas, home of the Round Rock Express. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure that you're subscribed to ABRT here on YouTube and give this video a like. And for future ballpark content and behind the scenes looks, make sure you're following us on your preferred social media. Also, share this episode with your fellow baseball fan and ballpark traveler. Once again, thanks for joining me. My name's Nick Carey, and we'll see you on the road. Thank you so much for taking the time, coming on the show, giving some travel recommendations, and telling folks what to see in Round Rock, and thanks once again.
No problem. Thanks for coming.